had a long NFL career to finally get this opportunity and capitalize on it. What does it mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably going to take some time. I'm going to have to think about it. I know in the moment I didn't know what to think. I was just a little emotional and so happy to be, world champ and so happy to be a part of this group. I mean, that's the biggest thing. It's not me. It's not any individual on this team. We're a group. We're a team. And to get it done together was so special.
I'm listening. I'm waiting. Why you so quiet? Where's that energy?
I'm in a different place. I'm just in a different.
Oh no.
Maybe it was
no.
I'm in a different place.
No, you don't get to be in a different place.
I do. Yes, I do. I get to determine that. Like I told you before, people get all upset. People get all upset when, hey, somebody coming at me and they made me do it. No. You're not going to make me go to a place where I'm going to hate on Matthew Stafford.
I'm not asking you to hate.
What you've done.
I'm not asking you to hate.
What you've done.
I'm asking you to apologize.
What you've done. No. I'm not doing that. One, I think my week in change in L.A. was good for the soul.
Mellowed you out?
And good for the reputation. But no, it was good. It was good. And the weather was awesome. But the other thing is, I've realized that you've kind of turned me into some composite of person. Like, you've got, this is what you have. I'm going to tell you what you have. Because sometimes we're on a group chain, we're on a group text with Dr. Johnson, Dr. Jason Johnson. So you've got me some of Jason Johnson, you apply to me. Some of it is just a straw man, a voice in your head.
I ain't never been no straw man. I don't do straw man. Nope, I don't do straw man. I don't do straw man.
Voices from an Andromeda, way out there.
I don't do straw man.
And then some stuff that I've actually said. So you kind of
most of it is what you've actually said.
You put that all in the room.
The majority of it is what you've said.
You get that all in your room. What you know
okay.
about a room?
Let's go back to the text.
You don't know nothing about it.
Let's go. It should be dark. It should be very dark. Let's go back to the text, the aforementioned text. I'm glad you brought it up because your people, Dr. Jason Johnson, Doc Johnson,
ain't your people
okay, couldn't wait until Stafford threw an interception to hit us with the Pad Stafford.
Yeah.
Couldn't wait to hit us with the text.
Which I never called him, for the record.
But Michael,
I've never said that.
You have never said it, but you have laughed. And you have smiled, and you have responded with the like. You have liked the text. I ignore the text. You like the text. You have co-signed it, and you need to own that. You ever co-signed anything with anybody? You ever co-signed a car loan? You ever co-signed a car loan?
I know better, because I've seen it.
You never been a co-signer? Come on, dog. Okay, fine. I've been a co-signer.
No.
And so the reason why you reason why you don't do it.
6 years old, right?
Since then, unfortunately. Since then.
There's
a lot of stuff in my name. There's a lot of stuff in my name.
They know who they are. Shame on them.
But since then, the reason why you don't co-sign is because when that bill come due, they coming for you too. When that rent is late, when that payment is late, they come in for you too. You have co-signed the Stafford slander, and don't act like you haven't. It started at the beginning of the season, okay? When you question the trade, it continued every time he threw a pick six. You co-signed it at minimum.
No, I didn't. That's what I'm saying. You've invented this part. Listen, this is what I'm guilty of.
All right, man.
I'll tell you what I'm guilty of. I know my crimes.
I can't win
my crimes.
I can't win.
I know what. No, you can't, because you're making up stuff. You'd have the jury if you just tell the truth. But I'm gonna come up and tell the jury, ladies and gentlemen, I'll confess to my crimes. One, I made fun of him for being a dome quarterback.
That was the worst conversation, and that's saying something. That is the worst conversation we've had in the history of this show. That crap about dome teams, and it started with Stafford. Thank you, Westbrook too. But it started with Stafford. That's exhibit freaking A, ladies and gentlemen, is the dome conversation. Keep going. Oh, I got one. I remember when Rodney Harrison flamed him because he didn't go to the Patriots. You couldn't wait to roll that sock. Talking about, that's what I'm talking about. He's soft.
That was funny.
He didn't want to go to the Patriots. You co-signed it. So continue.
I laughed. I laughed.
Maybe you're a follower, not a leader. Maybe that's the problem. What else?
Can we? No. Let me tell you something. Okay? there's a little, and I don't know if they have it on this show, at the end of the show, it should say something like, the opinions expressed here are those of the commentator. They don't reflect the larger network. You know, hey, we allow them to have their opinions. So just because I laugh at something doesn't mean that I go ahead and support it fully.
Oh, okay.
I laugh
Retweets do not equal endorsements for you?
Everything you laugh at, you endorse? Everything you laugh at?
That's kind of how it works. It's kind of how it works. If somebody tells an inappropriate joke and you laugh at it, that's wrong.
I may not believe. And maybe they have rhetorical skills and they phrase it in such a way that's funny, even though I don't believe it's true.
You are judged by the company you keep. You are judged by the birds of a feather. Well, okay, keep going. But keep going, though. Tell me why I'm wrong about you with Matt Stafford. Keep going.
I called him a dome quarterback who couldn't win. And I did say Jared Goff and Matthew Stafford is not really much of an upgrade. So that's wrong. Okay, that's wrong. But that doesn't mean I'm anti-Matthew Stafford. I was happy.
Oh, there's a middle ground.
This is where I was.
I didn't say you were anti-Stafford.
That's why I'm telling you, I'm not going to sit here and apologize for anything, because last night, as I'm watching that final 2 minutes, I was a wreck. I was a wreck because I didn't know what was going to happen, and I was disappointed.
Wait, I'm sorry.
I was disappointed. Like,
I'm
for
sorry.
both teams.
I'm childish. Go ahead. Give me a second.
Hey,
the way you said that just now, I thought you were going somewhere else. You were disappointed for both. You were saying you were disappointed for both teams.
I was like, man, it was just like, I have so much respect for the journey for both of them.
Yes.
And knowing that one of those teams, because the party's already paid for, food's already there, entertainment already paid for.
Right.
One of those teams is going to have to go to a Super Bowl party knowing that they lost a heartbreaking game.
Yeah.
Man, I was just like, I was going through it. I looked to my left. There's Mason Smith. I said, Mason, who's going to win this game? He said, the Bengals. I said, you think so? They're in the red zone. Rams in the red zone. Ooh,
he had been sitting amongst the Who Days. That's what happened. They kind of got him into, rooting for the Bengals.
But I just didn't know what was going to happen. And so I was just happy. I could see being happy for Cooper Kupp, who wound up with the winning play, Aaron Donald, or Joe Burrow, the city of Cincinnati, my boy Von Bell, like all these folks associated with the Bengals. Sam Hubbard grew up in Cincinnati, like all these storylines. And that Matt Stafford and the Rams came out on top. I got connections there.
I'm not saying you hating. I'm not saying you're hating. I'm not saying you're not happy for Matthew Stafford. You have a heart. You have a soul. No, I'm not saying that. You have a heart and a soul. I'm saying I need you. No, what happened here was not a miracle, and I want you to acknowledge it. I'm saying that, okay, sorry, you'll be a proxy, not a composite, but be a proxy for all the people who I need to address, all people who I need to address that.
You got their numbers?
Doubted.
You got their numbers? You called them.
This is more efficient. That doubted the wisdom of acquiring Matthew Stafford, number one. Number two, that have been trying to tell me, Bomani, I was just on this podcast, and Bomani, maybe I'm getting confused with Bomani. I was just on Bomani Jones, the Right Time podcast. Check it out, subscribe it, give it 5 stars. If you don't, he inclined to think you're a hater. You know the whole thing. I'm on his podcast the other day. They telling me how Matt Stafford's an underachiever. Oh, Matthew Stafford underachieved in Detroit, okay? And I'm like, no, Matthew Stafford, in many respects, overachieved and was not able to transcend his circumstances like most quarterbacks are. He gets to L.A. and flourishes, and everybody want to talk about how you can't trust him, how Matthew Stafford, can he win the big game? Can he win a playoff game? Okay, just because you didn't don't mean you can't. Now he goes out and wins 4 playoff games and a Super Bowl winning drive. And did you know, which, by the way, is Matthew Stafford in a nutshell. He's been one of the toughest and most clutch quarterbacks since he came into the NFL. And this season, did you know who led the NFL?
Did you know?
And fourth quarter QBR and fourth quarter passer rating? It was Matthew Stafford. So when Matthew Stafford drove the Rams down the field for the game-winning touchdown in Super Bowl 56, I, for one, was not the least bit surprised. Nor should anybody who's watched Matt Stafford.
Okay. I got to let you start. You know, let me just call you. Can I just call you out, okay? Because you're so full of it. Let me just call you out.
Okay.
You just got,
water's wet. Sky is blue. I'm full of it.
You've gotten too much sun. You've gotten too much. So,
then we got to talk about him next. Go ahead.
And you just reminded me of this by mentioning Bomani's podcast. You don't have the courage of your convictions yourself. You don't. Then you tell me last week, oh yeah, I'm telling tales out of school. You say, hey man, you know what I did? You know what I did?
Ain't this a bitch? Bruh, I know you're not sitting up here about, you dry snitching?
Oh yeah.
Wasn't nobody paying attention to that. Ain't nobody paying attention to that.
Okay, but you all high and mighty.
No,
you're all self-righteous now.
I'll say it. But chronology, I'll say it. No, I know it's my truth. I know my truth. I was attacked by a shark. I know my truth.
What'd you do?
I'll tell him what I did. I'll tell him what I did.
Okay,
I'm gonna tell you why I'm mad. Okay, first of all, let me ask him a question. Right. So this is what happened, all right? And chronology matters. Timeline matters, okay?
Okay.
Wednesday.
This is good.
Wednesday on the Right Time podcast, because I had picked the Bengals to win the AFC Championship, so I went back on Wednesday. I stuck with the Bengals. I did on his podcast. Friday on our show /podcast, on Friday's show, which we played off the top. By that time, I had a little more thinking to do, and I reserved the right to change my mind, and I said the Rams. And I told you at the time that if anybody could sit on the fence of this Super Bowl, it was me. Because I had both these teams all year.
The devil is a lie. And the truth ain't in you.
So kick rocks.
Come on.
And I would say worse if I could. I've already cussed once. Kick rocks.
You can.
Wednesday I had the Bengals on one podcast.
Say words.
And the Rams I had on our show, which is the one that matters.
Hey, thanks for watching Brother from Another on YouTube. Make sure you hit subscribe before you leave, and be sure to watch us 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Peacock. Appreciate you.